Good morning and welcome. Happy Friday. Today I'm going to be unwrapping these two. I'm going to make one. We'll see how we are on time if I can make both, but I'm definitely going to do one. Now I have taken the wrappers off already to see what's in them, and I've put them back on just to make sure that I knew what was in them. So as you can see on this wrapper, we have got the roast beef. And sure enough, when you take the outer wrapper off, it's a blue bottom. So we know it is definitely the roast beef. So there's that. And then this one has got the snowman cake. And again, spoiler alert, it is definitely the snowman cake, as you can see. So let's crack this open. So again, like with the reindeer, we have a golden stand, which clips into there. Unlike with the reindeer, it was a green and white checkered pattern. This is what I was saying on the other video about how with these special ones, each table, each table is different. So on this one, we've got like a dark pink gingham kind of effect. So that can go there. You've probably noticed there is a brand new camera angle going on here. That is because I've got my ring light and my camera arm set up. So let me know in the comments if you think it's better. I've played with my settings and the audio and video quality should be better as well now. And obviously because of the ring light, the lighting will be better. So I'm hoping that this is all tickety-boo now. Again, we get all of these. Gumph, gumph, gumph. That's the read me first. We don't need to, because as I say, when you get the new series, every one of these read me firsts is exactly the same. So that's the same one we got in the reindeers. So we don't need it. I read it before. There was nothing that I really needed to take note of. You should always read at least one for every series you do, just to be sure. So, on the video yesterday, well, 2 days ago, but I uploaded it yesterday, we did these ones. I still don't have these ones. This is the only one I need now in the series, and gosh, I really do need it. Look at it. Isn't it just the most beautiful thing? I need it so much. But today we have these two. These two are happening today. So let me, what I'll do is I'll put them to one side a second. I'll open this one and then we will decide what we're going to do. Let's put that over there for a second. So you have your spiral cake, which is really cool. It does look like a frozen mountain or something. Actually amazing. And again, a different table. So this one's snowmen and snowflakes, and it's embossed. It's very nice. There you go. It might be better a little bit away from the light, but yeah, look at that. What a beauty. So let's get all of that out. Oh, they've already put the stand in for me, isn't that good? So there we go. So we've already looked at that. Now the bags will probably be the same, so I'm not bothered about keeping them because I've got one of each from the reindeer anyway. So I don't really care about that. So we have some sugar frosting, which I'm guessing is our resin. We have all this gumph again. Another one of those, which I don't really need. We have, now this I may have to keep because it's a completely different thing than we've had before. So it's the same design as it is on the table, only it's stars and Christmas trees instead of snowflakes. But yeah, that's cute. So that one is going to be being kept because I don't have one of those. This is the same as it was on the reindeer. With a little spatula. We get a little bow topper for our Christmas bauble capsule box. I think that's everything. You always need to check these and make sure. Yes, that is definitely everything. Okay. And some more golden tweezers for that. And a beautiful little stand, green stand, which I really like. The blue and the green together I think looks really good. And then we have, in this one, again, same as before, sun wearing Christmas hat with little heart-shaped blush, and Happy Holidays. That was the same one we had in the previous thing. Got some whipped cream, which if I'm not mistaken is going to be stuck in there apparently. There we go. Tiny little, let's try, there we go. Tiny little whipped cream peaks, already free-formed, so there's no sort of piping them or anything, which I have had on previous ones and is interesting to do. Then we've got little, I'm just trying, there we go, that's the perfect place. We've got some little pine trees. They're very cute, aren't they? We like them a lot. They seem to be, some of them are straight, some of them are bendy. I like them. We'll have fun with that. And then the last thing is this beautiful little snowman. It's got a little scarf and everything. And then obviously you can see how that's going to look once it's all put together. Very, very cute. So that's that one. Does that fit on with that? Of course it doesn't. Of course it doesn't, Shelley. Of course it doesn't. Let's see if we can make it fit. No, that's fine. We'll just put that there. And then in here we have Happy Sun Farms. Cute, 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 cute. And that little Brussels sprouts. Interesting. Okay, so you cut the Brussels sprouts off of this stalk, which is obviously what you would do in the real world. So there's that. Another little tissue paper thing. Oh, look how pretty that is. It's almost as nice as the Grinch one. But yeah, another little tissue paper thing that I will be keeping. Oh, okay. That's cute. How have I only just noticed this? The reindeer one, this was like green checkers. This one, it's dark pink gingham. And the snowman was the snowman. Oh my. How very cool of them. So in here we have our beef. Let me just unwrap that. I don't know where you're watching from. If you're watching from the UK, you will recognise this kind of string thing. Oh, that comes off. Oh, okay. I assumed it was a sticker that was on the actual meat. Yes, if you come from the UK, then you will recognise this string meat ensemble. I don't know if they do it in other countries, honestly, but you know, I think it works quite well. So we've got 4 slices here. I wonder if I'm going to slip those out so I can show you a bit better. I can. Oh, pop you on there. We've got 4 pre-sliced slices. Very rare beef, that. Very rare, like it. In my opinion, perfectly cooked roast beef. I'm not really a fan of roast beef because it's usually very, very overcooked and very chewy. But that to me looks marvellous. Absolutely marvellous. Okay. Just put that there for now. I don't think it's needed, but I'll put it there for now. Our next bag, again, all of these bags, yeah, they're all the same. So we're not going to worry about tearing these open. You might not worry about tearing them open anyway. You might be someone who just doesn't worry about that. I don't know. Oh my goodness, that's so cute. I wish there was a little lid that goes with it. But that is very cute. Very, very cute. It looks as though that's for the pesto. Lemon pepper seasoning. Yeah, it's quite nice. What else do we have here? We have, I'm guessing, garlic bulbs. They look like they'd be garlic bulbs, don't they? Okay. Interesting, interesting. Okay. And, oh wow. Again, I'm just going to double check. It only seems to be these little ones, because obviously we know we've got tiny things in them that we sometimes miss things on. Tiny little fork for our meat. A tiny little fake knife for our meat. Tweezers again. And then again, the thing for our cloche or Christmas bauble, whatever we're going to use it for. I might make them into Christmas baubles because I quite like that idea. My husband said yesterday that I should display what I've made from the ball in the ball on the Christmas tree. And I thought that's a great idea. However, I want to display them in the doll's house. Like I've already got a Christmas tree and some other bits and pieces that I'm going to put in the doll's house at Christmas time. I just thought it'd be nice to have the full series. So in that last bag we had the pesto sauce for the birth. I want to make the cake today. I promise you I will do the beef on a video shortly, but not today. Today I'm going to do the cake, sorry. Because I like it and I want to do it today, and that's it really. I don't feel like that needs any more explanation. There we go. Right, so all of our beautiful beefy stuff is going off to one side. I will pop it over here, just out of the camera. There we go. So on with the snowman. So we'll put a little table there with that little tray on it. Now, again, dealer's choice, but I always like to fold it so that I've got just the one I'm working on in front of me. I just find it makes it easier for me. Ooh, that is a weird consistency. It's almost like a rubber. And if you're in America, an eraser. But yeah, it's quite, I like that a lot. That's very nice. Oh gosh. Okay. Pop that to one side. Right. Let's get everything prepared. And then we can go ahead and make it. So, I mean, it looks pretty straightforward from the instructions. I'll put them there so you can see them yourself. It looks as though you just coat the tops of these peaks with the resin cream stuff, and then pop your little decorations on wherever you would like them, with the exception of the top. So you sort of coat this edge and that edge, let it run down a little bit so it looks pretty, and then pop your decorations on the slopey bits, cure it for 5 to 10 minutes in the sun or 2 minutes in my heat lamp, and then pop another layer on top here, and then pop the snowman on, and then we're good to go. Interesting. Get my tiny bit of tape off of here as well, and we are ready. Now, what kind of resin do we have? I'm guessing it's quite thick. Sorry about this. Yeah, very thick resin. As thick as the see-through adhesive was for the reindeer, in honesty. It is the same frosting, it's just white instead of being clear this time. So I'll get my decorations out as well, just so that we can make sure that we're not delaying anything. There are more in here. There are 3 that are stuck. There we go. I don't know how many of these we're going to use, but we have 7 in total in our little kit, so maybe we'll use 7, maybe we'll use 3. We can only tell as time goes on. Right. Let me just do that, and just do that. And then we are ready, because once I start putting resin on things, I like to immediately, if not sooner, get it into the lamp. Right, I'm not going to do it on there, I'm going to just put it in as, oh, I don't know, no. Okay, so get some of that, and then just pop it. Just going to coat this slope with this, and then we'll see where we're at, and then I can just sort of fake it till I make it on the little dribbly bits that come down. It may need 2 coats, but I don't know, we'll see, because in the picture it shows it being like white, but once you put it on, it's only white if it's on real thick. So I'm just going to coat the full slope, and then we'll see how we look, and I might pop a little bit of extra on it at that point, just to create a proper white look, because it is snow, and as much as snow is not always white, it is always depicted that way. So and obviously it is white as it falls, it's just as it sits there and cars drive through it and stuff, it turns into other colours, which is grand. I am waffling a bit, I'm aware, it is a Friday morning, I'm not really with it. My computer systems were not working correctly at work yesterday, so we've got a lot of work to get done today, because not a lot got done yesterday because we just couldn't, annoyingly. So I've got that to look forward to, but that doesn't matter because I'm here with you guys, and that is what is important right now. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is cure that now. Once I've just sorted these out so they're not quite so blobby, cure it now and then add the second coat on, because it will be easier, because then I won't be smushing everything around. I feel like that would be a disaster of epic proportions, and nobody wants that. So you can't really see it on camera, it's a bit glossy, that's about all you can see. So I'm just going to pop that in my lamp like that. Pop the button. So in the picture it shows obviously using, well, we can only see 4 trees because obviously there's the back as well. So I don't know how many I'm going to use. We'll have to see. Once I start putting them on, I'll make a decision, and then obviously once we've put the little white poos or whipped cream, whatever you want to call them really, yeah, once we put these on and we started to put some trees on, I will decide how many of each I'm going to do, and we will go from there. But as I say, we have 7 of those, and I'm guessing probably 7 trees, 8 trees. So we have a straight one, we have a very slopey one, we have some more of the very slopey ones, so let's put the slopey ones here so that we know what we're doing. So we've got slopey ones and we've got straight ones of differing sizes, which I really like. I might well use them all. I might not. If it looks overcrowded, I'm not going to use them all. So that's now finished. That's cured. So we'll put the next layer on and hopefully we'll get that white finish that we would like. See, already that's a lot more opaque, which is good. But we want it to be fairly opaque. It's a real shame they don't give you some glitter or something, because you can get edible glitter, so it wouldn't be that far-fetched for them to give you some, you know, just glitter to look like edible glitter. And that would be cool, I think, personally, because obviously snow does glitter. It's not, you know, a fake thing. So yeah, I think that would be quite nice. But I'm not going to add glitter. I'm just going to do it as they've intended it, which is rare for me. I do like to remix where possible. I mean, it is a lot whiter. It's not really going white though. I really don't have to do a third layer, but I might have to at this point. Because I want it to be really, I want it to be very obvious that it's a different colour to the rest of the cake, and at the moment it's still a little bit transparent. A lot more opaque, as I said, than it was, but it's still a little bit transparent, and I don't want it to show the blue through it. So I'm sure this is very boring because it's taking quite some time to achieve the look I'm going for. And yeah, as previous with every single video I post, I don't always say it on the videos, but if you have any feedback, anything that you think I could improve on, anything you think I'm doing really well, any tips for the creation in general, have you made this one? If you have, what did you do? Did you do something different than I did? Feel free to post pictures in the comments as well. That would be really nice. I may be branching out into doing polls and such in the future. I might be sort of, you know, unboxing a bunch of stuff and then saying, what do you want me to make first? Doing polls on the channel in general, you know, all that kind of jazz. So keep an eye out for that. I've made the decision, I think I would like to do that in the future. Now, do we think that that's enough? Or do we think we're going to need a third coat? Because, I mean, it's very thick. I'm worried it's going to end up being too thick if I keep going as I am. But the picture shows it being really white, but it's not, and it's never going to be. So I think I'm just going to crack on with the decoration, actually. And then, before I do that, I'm going to get my little mirror. I've got a little bit of resin on that. That's fine, I'll give it a clean later. So I'm going to pop that on there. Let me just move these over so we can sort of get you a bit more, there we go, a bit more centralised. So yeah, I'm going to start popping some decorations on, actually. So I think we should have a leany tree here. And a stand-up tree here. Yep, that'll do. That's where you want to be. That's where you're going to be. I am not going to tell you what you should do. You live your whole life in one position, never being able to move. So if that's where you want to be in this instance, Mr. Tree, that's where you should be. And then we'll pop a little whippy cream there. I'm not massively into the whole the whipped cream. I think it looks a bit silly on this cake, but it's not like they're trying to make it look like it's not a cake, you know. They're not trying to trick the eye and be like, you know, oh yes, this isn't a cake at all, no. They are very clearly depicting that it is actually a cake. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at the fact that it doesn't look very realistic, because it's not intended to. You know, some of the things that they do, like their mini foods, for example, you know, like the niçoise salad, is intended to look like the real thing. This is intended to be a fake diorama on a cake, a fake cake, to be even more exact. So yeah, I'm not really bothered. When I first saw them, I thought they look a bit poopy for the cake, but I don't mind it now. Right, so that's the front side done. Let's move on to the back. Let's put another bendy tree here, but we're going to have it going that way instead. Oh, bums. Let's just pop you there. There we go. That's better. And then we'll put another little whipped cream here. Another little straight tree. And then a final whippy cream. There we go. I think it's alright. Oh, that one's sliding off. Okay, this is what I was saying. The longer I leave it, the more it's going to start slippering around everywhere. So I'm just going to shove that straight back into the lamp for 2 minutes. And then we can move on and do our final layer. So I've only got one little whippy cream left, but it's an extra ingredient that I didn't know I was going to end up with, so that's good. I'll pop it over here with our leftovers. I promise I'm going to continue with the Haribo set, by the way. You're probably all thinking, you only made half the stuff. Have you made it all off camera and forgotten about us? No, I have not. I would not do that. And, you know, that's not my style. You know, I'm here for you guys as well as I'm here for crafting. So, no, I wouldn't do that. I haven't made anything else, truthfully. But I will, and I will do the cake in a later video, and I'll do the double snake ice pop things as well. These things will happen. It's just, it hasn't happened yet. I haven't got to that point yet. I like to sort of do the things that I do in the order that I do them, and you know, some days I'm quite happy to do, you know, new things every time. Sometimes I'm happy to continue with the series I was already working on, but I do like a bit of variety. I do like a bit of variety, and I'm not going to justify that, you know, because I think a lot of people do. You know, I'm very much a buffet kind of girl, so if I go somewhere, I prefer to go to a buffet and have a little bit of everything. I prefer to listen to one song off of every album and have a playlist of a bunch of different albums by a bunch of different artists, you know, that kind of thing. So I do like my variety. So that's how we've ended up. Nothing slid off, so that's a bonus. Yeah, I thought, yeah. So because it's the top, we can do a massive amount, and it won't be such a problem. So I'm just gonna ball that on the top there and see if it will self-level. I imagine it probably won't, because she's thick. It's very, very, very thick resin, this. And just pop another bit there. And I think we're good. I quite like it. So back on the tray, back in the lamp. Put the button on. And then we're going to tidy this up while we wait for that to cure. And then we'll see how it looks once it's all completely cured. As I say, please do tell me how you're feeling about the new setup. Obviously, my first couple of videos, I watched them again yesterday just to see how they turned out, and I wasn't happy. I was mortified at how bad, especially the first one. Oh my god, that first one. Yeah, I was mortified, absolutely mortified. But it's new. It's a new thing. It's a learning curve. You know, we all start somewhere, and I didn't have the correct equipment. I didn't have, you know, anything really. So apologies, my cat is screaming at me. It's not breakfast time yet. Once this video is over, it will be. But yeah, she's screaming at me because she wants feeding. But yes, I can't remember where I was going with that now. Thank you, Miss Softleaf. I really can't remember what I was saying. That's great, that. Completely derailed myself. Yes, the first videos. Everyone starts off somewhere. You know, I found that, and it's not his fault at all, not blaming him in the slightest, but my son had borrowed my phone to take a quick video of something that he wanted to take a video of, and I think he must have changed the settings, and I didn't realise. I thought my phone was just horrendous, and then my husband said, you know, oh, why don't you try this mode? And I was like, it has modes. So he looked at it for me and he was like, yeah, this is set to not the correct mode. And I sort of thought about it and I was like, actually, that's a really good point, because one of you informed me, and I completely agreed with you. By the way, I have agreed with every... I am so sorry, the video stopped again. It's a storage issue. I need to go through my phone. I need to sort it all out. I'm due for an upgrade on my phone anyway. It's very old, so apologies. I was just saying, so far, all of the feedback I've received, I've taken on board and been grateful for. So thank you so much. But as I was saying, somebody mentioned that the sound on one of my videos was very, 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 very quiet. When I watched it back myself, I decided to watch it on the TV, and I had to turn my TV all the way up, which was just not great. And again, some of the settings on my phone seems to have sorted that. The one that I posted yesterday was much better. So we have our little stand, and we have, oh no, one of the things just fell off. That's not good. I will put that on later. But yes, we have our finished snowman cake. Yeah, let me know what you think of him in the comments. I think he's turned out really quite cute. For some reason, when I put my thumb there, it likes to focus better. How very bizarre. Gonna have my janky hands in the way. But yeah, let me know how you think he turned out. I really like him. I'm a bit mad that the icing didn't turn out very white, but you know, maybe it's a slow snow season, who knows. But yes, I hope you've liked this video. I hope that you're enjoying these. Again, I'm happy for all feedback. Doesn't matter what it is, please just give me feedback. Let me know what I'm doing well, what I can improve on. I will take it on board. I want you guys to enjoy this as much as I enjoy making these, and I really do enjoy making these videos, and I want to continue, but if you're not enjoying them, I can't. So please just let me know. I hope you have a wonderful day, and whatever you're doing at the weekend, I hope that's great as well. I don't know when I'm going to post next, but I'll see you in the next one. Bye!